Ladies and gentlemen, NBs all alike. Today I share with you a glorious day here at Level Up for Charity. A day at which we get to enjoy the true luxuries in life. I just now want to fire my own self. How on earth did I voice crack at the worst possible time of that introduction? It was going so well, and then it wasn't. And also, that's very true. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Level Up for Charity. It's me, Jordan B., a.k.a. co-founder, co-owner of Level Up for Charity. If you have been here before, you know that. If you have not, hi. It's great to see you. Hello, YouTube. And apparently disabled my chat for this live stream. It's enabled, to be clear. But for some reason, I don't exactly know why that it didn't. I have chocolate, chat. Here you go. It's milk chocolate. Also, fun discovery. I went to a golf tournament today. Did you guys know that Hawaiian Punch makes candy? Because I didn't. We're gonna have a live chew to see what happens with that. That just threw me off entirely. That they actually have their own friggin' stuff. Hello, Uri. I see you're using the new emotes, which we have here in the server, or excuse me, in Twitch. It is actually so cool that we have all these different fun ones now for tier 1s. Tier 2's got a couple cool things too. You can add emote effects if you would like to as well. But I wanted to add a bunch. We might have more coming soon, but it's pretty sick. I'm just excited, if I'm being really honest with you, for that. And also, Frank and I just laughing back to back is such a perfect combination of chaos and stupidity, in my opinion. I gotta turn off my autofocus, that was bugging me. We got a jam. Now it's available. It's not a BTTV emote anymore, thank God. I mean, it technically is still, but you get my drift. Now it's just usable in the regular environment. Looks like the game is ready to go. Steam is trying to rob me right now, and by that I mean it's there. Also, I have to also bring up some controversy I brought up from last stream. Chad, if you recall, I was banned on Fortnite for 1 year. And the reason was because I removed a component while troubleshooting from their anti-cheat because I was believing that it was going to rebuild and I would be all set to go. Apparently, that was not such the case. I'd like to read to you. There has been an update. There has been an update. And I would like to read that to you now in its excerpt of the support request I received to let you know what happened with my account. We need some good background music for this. 1 second. This is good. All right. I won't dox email names, so I'm just going to read it out to you out loud. Chat, let's get ready. Hello there. Thank you very much for contacting Epic Games Support. It will be a pleasure to assist you. We have re-evaluated your case per your appeal request, and we have confirmed the ban has been accurately applied to your account. And Epic Games Player Support is unable to remove the ban. Please kindly note that we're not able to discuss any details about the ban or process which is used to detect players breaking the rules, softwares, or by other methods. I hope you understand that we can't share this information as it would compromise our system in place to detect such behavior. Take a look at the following links. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the EULA. Here's the community guidelines. Apparently, I violated those. I deleted an SYS file. I could show you guys the exact same one that I got. So now if you're asking, Jordan, is it possible that I could still play? The answer is no, because it turns out that they straight up HWID banned me. They went real fucking hard for no reason, chat. They HWID'd me. What it means is I can't play from my computer. And I'm pretty sure that it is technically an IP ban too. I don't really know the exact specifics. I've never been banned from a video game before. But I turned 30 and I get banned from Fortnite. Not to put you out of whiplash, but I've got the Hawaiian Punch finally unsealed. Shall we? That is literally like a sweet Hawaiian punch. I don't have any other better comparison to compare it to. It's so weird. I don't know how to take it, honestly. It feels weird. All right, we're going to be putting up some 30-year-old goals. Chat, I was talking to one of my friends about that today. And I was like, hey, I got banned from Fortnite. And they're like, how the fuck do you get banned from Epic Games? And I was like, these are great questions. I wish I could answer them for you. But I don't know why I can't. It's very weird. So chat, sorry for being toxic, apparently. 1 second. I'm trying to open up the Green Berry Rush. See how that good is. Green one was a lot better, I will say. That one was pretty good. All right. Game's ready, chat. Once again, if you don't remember, Froggy Dojo won the video game competition video game song competition that recommended that we play through Stanley Parable in a little one-off fun stream. Obviously, depending on how things go, maybe we turn this from a one-off to something else. There is a YouTube playlist I have created now that has all these miscellaneous streams that don't align to a specific game. But hold on. I ate your chocolate. I'm just kidding. Chad, it's underneath your desk. And if you don't see it, just keep looking. That's all I got to say. And thank you for the exclamation point YouTube plug. Side note. I just realized this. Pat, you sent me a DM 3 days ago. I've been really bad about getting back to you. I owe you a response. If not after stream tomorrow, you will absolutely get a message from me. You had a very good community-based question, and I wanted to make sure I addressed it, but I never did it yet. So I just want to tell you. Don't get out. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that's true. If you got dogs over on your side, that's very, very true. All right. So I have never played Stanley's Parable. Mr. Froggy Dojo has the ability to enlighten me today, which I'm really hoping ends up being a case. I do know what the game is. I do know how rebellious that you can end up being in certain situations. I don't know how crazy this is about to get. And we are playing the Ultra Deluxe version. Without further ado, I have not played Stanley Parable before. So let's go have some fun. The computer is already barely visible, so I think we're good. The current time is 8:20. Oh, is it not gonna? It is 8:27 p.m. Accessibility. And I love that I've never truly seen the title screen. So I love to know that it's just a mirror and it just keeps going. The end is never...
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Congratulations.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Yes.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Well done.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment
Oh, it
of the order.
is. It's your type.
As though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
You know what? That's good. We prioritize
And
mental
then
health.
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Or did he? The terminal prompt is very enticing to me, chat. I have to say. Oh, I can't see my feet. I'm actually trying to click. How am I making a keyboard sound? I'm not even here. Can I jump? Yeah, you're very right, Pat. This desk has seen worse, or seen much better. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
No,
What did
my
it mean?
office!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the that's the meeting room? Can
No
I?
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What if I try harder? Maybe I can pick up a pencil. I'm so glad every time I'm up by a computer. What? Installation. I can't see that. There are no hard copy files. Nothing there. There's part of me that just wants to actively spike, but I don't know how well you, like, how long you would spike, and I want to make progress for being the only time I play this game, at least. How the mighty have fallen. I can't read anything closer to that, can I? Where's the conference room? Not there yet? There's a ladder. There's that. Sales this quarter. No! This does not make sense. So, everybody's gone because we were fired and we were not given the memo
When
because
Stanley
they were...
came to a set of
Damn it.
two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, chat, I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, progress. However,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
understood.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
First off, where's the employee lounge? I can't... Why are so many of the doors closed?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really
agree.
been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
How many-
beautifully constructed
How many
room.
coffee mugs are
Stanley
just...
simply
I hate
stood
Mondays.
here, drinking it all in.
Can I... How am I making a keyboard noise right now? What kind of soda? It's cold drinks. And...
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
$1.25 for soda? God, inflation's
At
ridiculous
this
here.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
What the hell?
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
You can't be toxic and blame me for it, narrator. Now I'm gonna just stay here just to spite you.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Fine, fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open
Let
door
me
on
take
his
a
level
hit.
to
Take
get
the
back to
hit.
business.
I just want some, like, I want there to be a different version of the narrator where instead of being so eloquently patient, they just start to just be an ass to you. What is this?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nice! Wait, where am I going?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Oh?
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Okay.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
I really did, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right, my mistake.
What the hell? I wanted to go that way.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Can I go up the ladder?
Clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Am I gonna get hit? I'm a little concerned that that truck is just still on. Oh. Oh, let's go to the ambiance now, huh? Oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Jack, close your eyes!
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather
Did I
than
really
waste my
fuck it up
time
the
trying
first
to
time I
fix this
played
nonsense,
through?
We'll just restart
Just
the
because
game
I
from the
walked through
beginning.
two different paths?
This time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Wait, shut up. No. Wait, you booted us back to the beginning. Hear me out. This is so stupid, but I think I can go back and do the same thing I just did.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Hold on.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see. It was...
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I was not able
Did you
to.
move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find...
Fuck
the
off. I
story.
could go find the story. Wait, hear me out. What if we just go to the right again? I think we need to go to the right. I need to understand something. I know you can obviously mess with him. I was not aware that deviating that close to the path was going to cause any craziness. I don't know what the ending is. I don't know much else behind that point. Oh, they just straight up opened every door for me now. This just sort of, am I just in an open world adventure now?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No! No, come on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Chad, I don't think we got the memo.
Okay, yep,
God
it's worse.
damn.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we
What
just
the hell?
came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Well, I don't think so. I did consistent. Who spilled their coffee? The nerve of some people. What's this? Username access. The current. I can't read the rest of that.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Should I just keep going this way?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
We've already went backwards. Oh, okay. Why is everything okay?
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
I don't recognize
the
it,
story?
period.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Woo!
Congratulations!
Let's
You
go!
put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off.
Yeah,
So,
baby!
good job. Oh, no.
First try!
No, I don't
We
feel
won!
bad about this at
First
all.
try!
We both know you
Exclamation
didn't put in
point
any actual work
hype!
for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, let's go. Wait, hold on. Why do I have an adventure line? What?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help
Hold on.
of the Stanley Parable
Why?
Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Why? Wait, you have to, guys. I know I'm bad at map questing, but like, come on, this is terrible. Wait, hold on. We went through this way. That's why I'm deviating. Now I need to know. I need to.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
He said no, I'm done. Thanks, Nader, guide Jordan Nita's. I did. After all the crazy, stressful shit that happened at Beyond Two Souls and then prior, I more than happy.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
That's a good point.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of
isn't
your
how the
existence
Chicago
rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Agreed. We're on an adventure. I'm going up the line. What the fuck? How did I go back? Oh, I'm going upstairs now, huh? Wait. I can't run on the... Okay. Damn. They've truly chosen linear now at this point. Why? We are really skipping so much dialogue. Parkour. What? More parkour, chat. What if I check behind this desk? Anything? Nope. Okay. Da 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 da. On our way to save the day. On our way to save the day. On our way to save the day. Monthly ledgers, corporate imbalances, financial records, consolidation reports, and annual reviews of departmental accounts, personnel files, financial records. On our way to see the boss. Da 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 da. Stanley's parable, oh yeah. On our way to
Cut the
see.
music. Go back and look at that fern.
What the fuck?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Got it.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Man, I was vibing.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. No.
Ow!
Fine. You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm flabbergasted right now at how crazy. What? Oh, I'm back at the start. Guys, they said, okay, guess I gotta go back this way. This is just the long way now? Oh!
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
Oh, that employee got fired.
You. After everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No! I was making so much progress. Play the music again. I was vibing.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
That's a good
We're
point.
Intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Yeah.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Couldn't agree more.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I didn't see where you opened the door. Oh, here we go. Shout out
Now,
to...
Yes, this is exciting.
Yes.
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
a
Go
romantic...
wild. Use your imagination.
A romantic
Whatever it might be,
comedy?
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want to do a romantic comedy where it's Pride Month. So Stanley falls in love with Flat Stanley, and we have the comic book crossover of the century. Or the narrator also having a rom-com would be fantastic too. How the hell did we just spin? God, I'm so glad we got that in just before Pride.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
I second
Just
that.
don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Why is it trademarked? This line does not seem to be very friendly. How do I get up there? Interesting. Okay. Oh. What the fuck?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
All right.
From here, the story is in our control.
Sweet.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Are you sure?
Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Hear me out. What if we... Okay. Wah!
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Oh!
The confusion.
Yeah!
ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
I got the confusion
Are we
ending.
supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really...
Okay, Matt, I'm not that bad.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Let me go left then.
And the timer stopped?
Oh.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Maybe.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Oh my God. That caught me off guard.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Or
could
are we
it
just
mean?
straight up back at the
Stanley
beginning?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know if we truly just restarted or not. Oh, we did. We definitely
When
could have.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right. We've deviated enough. I think we can comply now. This room is so much nicer. Oh. Tips for not getting fired.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the... Wait, hold on. Sorry, I moved my mouse by accident. Hold on. Oh. The future is yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Papers are too synergized. Fire the paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of something. Okay. Rate of increasing graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. I'm begging. Check out the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out the in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Interpersonal conflict. Your financial conflict. Two people start fighting. You're both them. What are your dreams for the future? Nature, success, a boat, mitosis. What? Less air, clear skin, Comatose. Oh my god. Metamorphosis. Talk less, don't do amazing work all the time, every day with no expectation purpose. Don't get fired. Okay. I did not get fired. Don't get fired. Bi-quarterly post-review. We need less reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary view schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net? Question mark? Some sort of child trap? What? Oh my god, that's crazy. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market paradigm, I'm guessing. Monetize free to play. Alright. To the boss's office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Is this... What a luxurious executive bathroom. Stanley, your boss has such a nice office space.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who
I am the most
orchestrated this.
expensive
What
boss.
dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. This is such a random thing to spotlight, but they did a really good job with how they did the insulation in here. I guess we gotta go down. All right. Are we gonna actually discover what Stanley's true findings were?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred
Is
to
this
him?
the
This
initial
question
plot to
would not
Severance?
go unanswered for long.
Oh, okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nah. I like to be mind controlled.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Guys, we've already
screens.
been here.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I did. That's why I went upstairs several times right there.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I mean, yeah. Ooh, hold on. Who's that? Why was that one jacked up?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Maybe.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
This is...
his own
I love
life
being so
in
linear
someone
now.
else's control. Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah! Time to destroy. Wait. I could decide that I would want them to. Nah, let's... Ah! I'm dead! We're gonna listen to Paralyzed?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Well, I gotta wait till it's...
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
We did it, chat. We freed Stanley. And we completed... Alright. Looks like we're ready to run it back. Wow, that was a fast stream. Thank you, Type. Thank you, Froggy. We did it. I'd like to thank the Academy. Also, there's been some controversy, apparently. I was making a joke about a rom-com with Flat Stanley in there. For the record, Flat Stanley would be an adult by this point, so that joke does still land. Alright? Still sticking to it. Anyway. Let's go ahead and see what paths we can mess up now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Don't understand why this game was suggested. These are great questions,
Stanley
Type.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
We're gonna go back and run it through, and I want to turn on the mind control.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I wonder if he's like, hey, dude, you gotta chill. What was it, guys? 2845?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
This is New Age.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Dive, I'm determined to find quite a few tonight if possible, but we gotta keep toying around with it. Alright, let's keep going.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
I still wish I could jump.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I do. Wait, I just thought of another alternate way we could do this.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I'm an independent man. I am Stanley.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or
Oh, I can't go in?
Walking, eating, working.
Oh, but there's a
all
button, though.
monitored and commanded from this very...
Wait.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this
I have a
machinery
thought.
would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
What's
For
this?
he would
5?
dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, I didn't see this earlier. There's 3. Where's 4? 5. There's 1. I don't think that's anything. Let's see. Where's 4 at? Again, there's 3. Hang on. I see 2 lights.
Whoa! That person gifted a subscription! How generous of them! And if it's Malum, get ready for this sound for 30 more times!
That doesn't get old. Thank you, Rhea. Appreciate it. Type with the 47. Nope, that's the other way around. Nice job. Thank you. I appreciate that, Rhea. Hope you're having a great day. Hang on. 1. Maybe that needs to be... Let's... One thing at a time. Let's go turn this on first. I'd like to control everybody's minds. Chat.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is
Yes.
that what you wanted? Control? Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better.
Oh.
than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
Ah, shit!
Now this is making things a little more fun. It's your time to shine. You are the star.
Come
It's
on!
your
I think
story
the
now. Shape
the
it to
things
your
are the help.
heart's
The
desires.
things.
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to
Here's a
talk
big red
about
button.
you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely
Please tell me
know
that's
where
4.
to
Please tell me
start.
that's 4. Please tell me that's 4.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right,
4.
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
There it is.
Other times,
3.
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this,
2.
though, this version of events
1.
has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control
45
wrested away
seconds.
from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next
No, do I have to do
go
it the other way
will be
around?
Even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
I'm dead.
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why?
Oh, thank God.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
I'm not really
These
clicking
number
everything.
buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Okay, wait. There was literally a button for backup.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's
I'm
a
doing something
tragedy.
so wrong right
You
now.
wanted
Hold
to
on.
Control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
What the hell?
Choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your
Well, I'm
inevitable
dead.
life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Okay, there was a red button. They said the backups, and they also gave me 5 buttons. I was like, okay, it's got to be one of those things. Damn it. All right, let's lock
All
in.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a
Narrator
wave
said the
of
buttons did
disbelief,
nothing.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
I see what I did
Stanley
wrong.
walked upstairs
I know
to
what I did
his
wrong.
boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Oh, surprise.
I love it knows that I've been here. The broom closet? Yeah, killer, I'm working on it. I've got like 30 of them to do. We just did the confusing ending already.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I want to know the one where I just walk away.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason
I'm
he was
determined
happy
about
with
that's
his
a perfect
boring
way to
job?
put it.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
I mean, I am,
For
but
he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
There's got to be
What
a switch
shame
that
we
I
have
missed.
so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Oh, wait a minute.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace
Oh.
obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this,
I think I'm trying to understand
version of
this,
events
right?
has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Hey,
but
what's
I'm
this?
enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow
Looking
on
for
trees.
blue button?
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
I don't think I'm clear on...
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? I'm
clearly fucking up this puzzle.
Any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley
Come on, dude!
Again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me.
Am I actually
going to
get there?
Joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say,
damn. Man, what am I doing wrong? The number, I hit it, and then it's not correct. I'm stubborn enough that I'm determined to go through this now. I got one more try.
Meeting room. Perhaps
you can't help, unfortunately. Lies. There's something I'm doing wrong with the color code or something.
Two open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Sure, Froggy.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
So, what Type said was correct. Okay, Froggy, I hope this doesn't spoil it, so you can just be like, I don't know, just hit an emote in chat or something, I don't know. Is there something in there that could still let me use the mind control
facility? The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Okay.
What horrible secret did this place hold?
I really wish I would have read that right before I turned into this door.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Okay.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I could just begin from the beginning. Okay. So now that we've done that, I want to go chase the one for the escape. Basically, just little changes that will do enough for it. I can't believe that bastard erased us, though.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Thank you. It's very polite. Let's see what escape brings us. Then after that, we might try to choose a little chaos now.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall,
What the
Stanley
hell?
would meet his violent death.
What do you mean?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still
I'm
had
still gonna
every
go.
opportunity
We're
to
still gonna
turn
go.
around
It's gonna
and
be a
get
giant
back
creature
on
with
track.
fight. It's gonna be Freddy Fazbear.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk
I
forward
was.
and willingly confront his death.
Listen, it could just be... Is this gonna be... Do I just fall? Whee! Whee! I'm still alive!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh,
Stanley
okay.
can't see the big
Oh,
picture.
no.
He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end.
I gotta get out there.
Farewell, Stanley.
Well, it's been fun. Wait, what?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
What the
as
hell?
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
But why? Huh? What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance,
Excuse me?
death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? This is crazy. This is a museum? Okay. That's pretty cool. We definitely got meta as shit with this ending, but this was pretty cool, honestly.
The big red button.
Excuse the fuck?
Stanley stood on the roof.
3 separate times. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
Nothing there. Shoot. Well, try the other one then. Stanley jumped in the river.
Why would he jump in the river?
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of bad game design. Now then, but of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
That's cool. Oh. I like that they intentionally gave themselves like a little pat on the back. Oh, we can. Oh, we can't use the elevator, duh. What's this? These levers are originally part of the sending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe the color they had pulled. Oh, I can't pull it. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized that this is what they were supposed to do, which is frustrating for everyone. I think it just explained to me what I was supposed to do with that one. Each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one released in 2012. A broken room is the voice narrator informing viewers that he's preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. And 2012. Good old golden YouTube days. Maintenance, lay out the flow of the hallway. Huh. The apartment ending. Uh-huh. On a battlefield fighting aliens? This is crazy. I gotta retrace my steps because there was the Stanley off button. Not here. The fact that years later they made an Ultimate Edition in which they said, hey, what if...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two.
What
you
the
can
hell?
stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Ah! I'm kidding. I really just wanted to have that for the ending. Wait. Okay. I thought it wasn't going to load. All right. Let's go again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Is it the narrator?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who is
She's
her?
been waiting.
Who is she? Am I missing somebody? Oh, hell. Oh. Aw. Thank you for the... Are these Minecraft cookies? Oh my
But I
god.
burnt some, so you get the burnt ones.
Ah, okay.
Welcome.
Chad, hold on. Look at this. They're Minecraft creepers. Oh, the glare is trying to get them.
You're not holding.
Oh, I'm not. You're right. Well, it's funny because I just blew up twice in the game, so perfect timing to have creeper ones. Thank you. They're very good. They are burnt, but yes, they're very good.
You got the burnt one.
Thank you. That was very nice of you.
There's a couple more burnt ones that you can so have fun with those.
Thank you. Love you. Too late, Ty. Boom. Okay. Redemption. Huh?
That's her, Stanley. You
Hello? What the fuck? What? Hold on, what?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Sorry.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Yeah, dude, you just
They
made me
want to commit
cookies.
their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named
What?
Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I guess I'm forced
But
to
in his
be.
mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought
It just switched to a
excited him
clock.
terribly.
Spend time
So,
with the
even
boys.
Further, he imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay.
As he wandered through this fantasy
Oh,
world,
wow.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous
I'm just
round
in a
room
dream
with
state or
monitors
something?
and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
A baby?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path.
Maybe?
Mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
Ah, my
How
wife!
could there
She's a
possibly be?
desk!
In reality, all he's doing is pushing
And
the
it's
same
not
buttons
even
he
a
always has.
standing
Nothing
desk.
has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can you just not hear me?
Oh, I'm
Tell him in
actually...
a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. I don't make
Is
the
it the
rules. I
submissive?
simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
I can change him.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Ah! Damn it. Well, GG. We lose.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm assuming I have not gotten the ending that you want. Correct, Typh? Ooh, new content!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Let's go! New content! New content! New content!
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley
hell?
Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
What?
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting
More
audiences
game.
the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Chat, new content.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content, Stanley! I'm sorry?
All right, let's see it.
Yeah! Good job!
Circle.
Yeah! This is my favorite game of all time! 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Damn it! Oh, it was fun. I messed up the hype.
Is that it?
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Edit, hype. Why is it being so stupid? Nope. One moment. I'm gonna fix this because this is my favorite command. Oh, wait a minute. I know why it's not working. The emote does not work because Nightbot isn't subscribed to our channel. I'm an idiot. Okay, all right. Carry on. I'll figure it out later.
It? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Nope, looks like that's it.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
I think it was great.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What do we got? Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally.
We can't find them on Twitter
accountable.
anymore. It doesn't exist.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills,
Open
no
the door.
gimmicks.
Open the door.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Open the door. Dang. Wait, what? The hell?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
First off, why was there a mug left in here? Oh, it's dark.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be.
I mean,
But
it was
got
pretty
me
fun.
thinking about the past and how much better the
Sus.
Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't
Whoa!
see it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
The fuck?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Of course. Because what else would be an achievement in your lifetime?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
Don't forget.
before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Our first kiss, my first car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. I asked somebody to please grab a screen grab of this. I wish I could give you a better... Here, hold on. Do that. Grab a screen grab right now of it. And I need you to post that in the Monday Mania chat. That needs to be pinned and memorialized forever for this stream. The reason I can is that apparently I have control on... Hold, please. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pat. Smile because it happened. Wow. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. What a fucking achievement. Wait, what was this? Unachievable, isn't it? It is impossible to get this achievement. Did they actually get these? They did. Huh. Now, was this actually true that they were in the New York Times? No. Ah, rest in peace to Stanley right there. Mod DB 2012 interaction award. What is this?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Not the elevator. Oh, I don't know what's down here. Person of the Year, Stanley. Oh, I was hoping I could sneak down there. Okay. The original remake. Smiley buttons. Ooh, there's a
Here's
9.
another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Am I really going to go through the
Stanley
fucking
Parable
reviews?
is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I want to know who the heck. Repeatable carpet textures. 6 royalty-free designs. Ah, yes. Source. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. The end is never.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Dude, you left some boxes in the way. Did that door open? It did.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Good luck. Oh no. He played 3 hours.
I bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I love that we're reading negative Steam reviews now. I'm funny. Aw, it's blurred out.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Oh no.
Tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear.
Is
What
he having an
awful
identity
memory
crisis
to
now?
have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Oh, it's
A
gonna
skip
make him mad.
button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Wait, what?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations.
I just want to give it again.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button.
Well, we're gonna
The minute
again.
I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Oh yeah, rip the
And
plant.
I think that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
Oh shit. He's gone, isn't he? The hell?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
What is it, like a year now or something? How many times can I hit the skip button?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
Oh, whoa. Did the narrator die? The light! Now it's... It's been so long. It's growing plants now. Where is the narrator? Oh. Oh, now it's just perpetual darkness? I think we got buried in. Cool. Love to hear that noise. It's knocked down. Wait. Oh, I actually can't hit it anymore. What the hell? I'm trapped in the desert now. What? What do you mean I'm trapped in the desert? Well, I guess I'm technically free. I outlasted the narrator, so I guess I win. Bye. It was nice while it lasted. Oh. We're going back to the beginning. Is there like a way we can track what? I wish there was a way there to do like a thing. There's an achievement to literally just hit the or click on the door 435 times. Okay.
How long was I sitting there, Stanley? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing
Are you
true
kidding
effort
me?
for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay. Where's 417? 420.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
This is such a stupid achievement. Wait a sec. There's new content.
When Stanley came to a set of
No!
all of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't
I
just
gotta do
give
this
these
again.
merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
How does one get to 437? Because this had... Oh, here we go.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere.
I
Now,
realize it's
door
invited.
415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
This is such a stupid achievement, but I love it.
Now, back to door number 437. Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
I think that was in this room. No. I did pass the copier. Oh.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
God damn it. Where's 416? Chat, where's 416? Four 27, 20. Where's 416? Come on. No, come on. Where's 416? There's 417. Anybody here know where 416 is at? I can't find it. Typh, are you aware? Or Froggy? Because there's the 417. Oh, I just got the achievement for you can't jump. No, seriously, we've disabled it. Oh. Oh.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I just stopped in the middle of a sentence. Oh, that was great.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it!
Let's go!
Oh, that felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
True. That's that was incredible. All right. He said new sign. Let's go check out the new sign. Or new content. Oh. Oh, are we taking the elevator again? Oh, I guess it's the elevator again.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a
We got the
fully-fledged
sequel!
An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I love this update
Calling
to
it
that
the Stanley
TGA.
Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic
I love this
statement
as a Google
right
sheet.
there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
There's two.
Now, to be
There's
clear,
two
I
Stanleys.
haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Okay, we're going to the new features, chat. There was a red carpet lining, and I'm pretty excited. I think there's a chance it's going to be pretty good.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Can I jump? Reassurance bucket. Wait, we gotta try this name thing.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Okay.
Isn't that wonderful? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished saying the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. You happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
No! No, my Jim button! Damn it. I like that button. Where do I go now? Can I go back? Not my Jim button. I love that. Please, no screenshots.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
I'm taking a screenshot, chat. The new updated ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way. There's a jump circle! Hold on, 1 minute. I want to go check out the reassurance bucket. We have to enjoy the full experience, chat.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I love that it's the star of the Your Did It, by the way. Guys, I can't believe it. We got a bucket. Wait. This is a bucket. Dear
God. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons, but I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Of course.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Huh? I get a free achievement? Free achievement? Pull the
Now, here's
lever,
something
Kronk.
special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that...
No!
Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Those bastards lied to me. There's literally an achievement to do all of the settings to change all of the numbers.
This story of...
One moment. What the? That's so stupid. Okay, well, I'm not gonna keep entertaining that. If that's all of them, I'm gonna be here forever. Excuse me.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Why was there a budget for jumps? Oh my.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect
What the
all of them,
hell?
and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Woohoo! Got one.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
If only there were more. Alright, it's time to get out of here.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Can I have my bucket? Can I keep it?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Oh,
Dang it.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it.
What do you want to just...
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision
So
and
you make an
integrity
Ultra
of the
Deluxe
original
version,
game.
essentially.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh my god. Shut up. They really just change it into being Stanley Parable 2, don't they?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
I'm
happy.
so happy that they
And then
decided to
one
make
day,
the
something
sequel
very
for some
peculiar
reason.
happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Where's the jump circle?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had... Stanley picked up the bucket.
We love the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Jesus Christ.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Oh, the bucket.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nah. Let's go over this way.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
The bucket is
Perhaps
important.
His boss's office was where he'd come into a staircase.
This is
Stanley
the
and
last
bucket
thing I
walked
think I wanted to
upstairs
try.
to the boss's office.
Stanley!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
There's a achievement that says play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. And if you don't think for a second that that doesn't interest me,
But Stanley just couldn't
you don't
do it.
know me, chat.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket.
They took
perhaps.
my
How did
bucket!
I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
How could
Surely
they?
no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
True.
And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Oh, shit.
He exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
What is this?
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his
Oh
special
my God.
bucket.
Literally.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh my God.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Well, GG. Jeez.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh. Hi, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought.
Remember,
And she
kids, to
hugged
have
her
your
own
bucket.
even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
You backflipped all the way to work because of, you know what? I don't have a bucket. Maybe that's what I'm missing in my lifetime right now.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, this is interesting. Wait a minute. Wait, was this agenda? How can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Stanley 2 is fantastic.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I can go into the bathroom. I found Stanley.
A miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Nice work on the bathroom. Oh, it's just
Here's the door. Just go.
Ah, I found another.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
All right. We are pretty much at about time here, chat. This is crazy. That was fun. I hope that this stays on Stanley Parable 2 with my save data, but that's so funny. Froggy, that was a phenomenal recommendation. That was very, very funny to play, and thank you for that. I appreciate you. I have 2 things to say before I wrap up here for tonight's stream. Number 1, sidebar. If we ever decide or need something to fill for between weeks in the upcoming time, I might pick up Stanley a second time because that was very, very entertaining, honestly. I have a special announcement to make regarding the next couple weeks of stream. First off, I hope that Daffy's still here because I have something fun to mention in here. Here's what we got. Next week, we are going to be going through all the submission forms for all of the music to recreate Monday Mania Playlist 2.0. I'm pretty excited. I hope that you are too. Then the following week, I have an announcement to officially make about what game we are about to go play in, I should say. Get ready. Get set. That's right. The incentive is finally going to be redeemed. Sonic Heroes, 2 weeks away. We are going to be playing through the game of the ages for Daffy, a game I've smack talked that has been one of the more trashy games of Sonic in its franchise. It's time to find out if I will be disputed or if it will truly be as exciting as intended. That'll be our next fun game. We're going to have a good adventure, and it's going to be a great adventure once it's ready to go in 2 weeks. We're going to outro with that music. That being said, have a great night, everybody. Thank you again, Froggy. I hope that it was well worth your money, and if it wasn't, I will promise another stream. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you later.